In this video today, I'm going to be showing you guys how I make my crankbaits. And this one today is going to be a bluegill pattern because the bluegills are coming out and they just spawned. So all those bluegills are going to be getting inhaled by bass. So I'm going to let you guys join me and we're going to make a square bill crankbait and show you guys how I do it. So this is actually a custom order that I'm doing, and I'll have the link in the description if you want to order some of my custom baits. And so this one's just going to be a simple bluegill pattern. And so we're going to start off with a base layer of white. It's pretty simple. It's only 6 paints, so that's not too hard, and 1 stencil. Well, 2 stencils. Make sure it's mixed up pretty good. Put a fair amount in there. Might be a little too much, but that's okay. Spraying a little weird, but as long as we have that base layer of white on first, it should be fine. What I'm doing why? Okay, now that that's done, that's just the base layer coat. That's the first thing you put on. So we got that layer of white on there first. Then we're going to hit it up with some blue next. So we're going to clean out the cup. And I always do it. I just started this not too long ago. But I figured out this guy and asked him how he cleans his airbrush. And he said just hot water. So because that hot water, unlike cold water, it makes that all those paints. Now that cup's cleaned out where no murky water comes out of there. So what you have to do is you have to mix this paint. Amazon, this is Wicked Paints or acrylic airbrush paint, Amazon. Pretty good paint, but the first thing you need to do when you get it is just mix it up. Make sure the liquids on the bottom are actually kind of all over the paint, because you can't just have the liquid sitting on the bottom. So you mix that up so it's everywhere. It only takes about 30 seconds, and you could even get a paint shaker on Amazon. But the next layer we're going to do is blue, baby blue. And we're going to hit the whole thing up with blue. Make sure we get it really nice. Now, bluegills usually have quite a bit of blue to them. Every bluegill is different, but usually each bluegill has blue to them. And that might be why their name is bluegill. Now that's on there pretty good. Clean out the airbrush again so we could switch to the next paint. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this blow dryer and I'm going to hit it up lightly on low, not high, but just lightly hit it up, make sure it's dry before I put the stencil on there, because if I put it on right now, it's going to make it smushy and messy and doesn't look good. So I'm going to plug it in and have it on low settings at first. Okay. I'm going to hit it up lightly. Kind of hold it at a distance. Should be done. Now this is light scales. It's just a simple mesh. I'm not 100% sure where I got it. I think I ripped it off something maybe, or cut it off something. I'm going to get my clamps to make sure this is tight as it could be around the bait. You want to make sure they're facing the right direction. And you're going to clamp it on tight as you can without scratching the bait. It's almost on there good. Make sure it mesh as tight as it could possibly be. Okay. It's good. Now I'm going to hit it up with some opaque purple. Just along the top. I'm using a Black Widow airbrush. I found out it's actually better and higher quality than the Milwaukee airbrush that lasts way longer if you clean it right, which is just with hot water. And just put a little bit of purple up in there. And we're going to hit the top with some purple. We're going to go down a little bit more. Make sure both sides are the same. Okay. Now I'm going to hit it up with the blow dryer again on low settings one more time just to make sure those scales come out nicely as I possibly can. I'm going to clean it out one more time. Should be good. That's one of my favorite parts, is just taking the mesh off just to see the scale reveal. Looks pretty good. Only thing I don't like about it is how it did that, but I could most likely make it better. But here's the thing about bluegills is they're all different. They all have a little bit different color. They're all unique. So even if it does have little mess ups like that, you can fix it pretty easily most of the time. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit it up with some orange right there. I'm going to hit the bottom up with it. Usually bluegill always have black on them. Purple, blue, orange, sometimes a little bit of green. But, I mean, they're all different, so even if you mess it up a little bit, it's fine. This is actually transparent. It's not ideal unless you're doing an all transparent bait. So you want to make sure you do light coats. lightly hit it at first. Okay. And I'm going to put this paint up, and I'm going to see if I can find a different one. This is golden yellow. Maybe I could just hit it up slightly with this. Actually, I'm gonna use this one. It's a little bit thicker paint. I'm gonna blow dry it. If you have it too wet, it'll make a little where it puddles up, and it'll kind of like drip and look really messy. We're gonna give it another layer. Blow dry it again. What I'm wanting to do is get that, there's kind of splatter from the blue paint. So I'm getting as much orange paint as I can as possible so I could kind of erase that blue. Okay, the last time I'm going to blow dry this orange. Make sure it's dry. I got these paints from Amazon. It comes in like a whole, I guess like a whole kit kind of. I think they come in 100 for like, it might be $100, it might be under. I don't know, it's been a while. But, so those are decent just for starting off. Something inexpensive, but these are kind of more high quality and they have way more paint in them and last a lot longer. So I use both if I have to. Ready? Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get another mesh. I'm going to get this right here. I got these from Barlow's Tackle. I'm going to hit it up with some green. It's the kind of green I'm using today. And they have a lot of options on that website if you look it up. They have blanks, almost everything, pretty much everything you need for making lures besides airbrushes. Shake that up a little bit. And I fill it up about that way. You don't need to fill up the whole cup. That's way too much unless you're doing like a batch of 30 or 40. Let's I'm going to do my best to kind of eliminate that scratches from when I put on the stencil. So I'm going to put it over the top of that. Kind of lightly give it some green. This is kind of like a hybrid bluegill. What that is it's a mix between a bluegill and a sunfish. It's like a cross mix. Because usually bluegill don't have green to them. Sometimes they do. I'm gonna hit it up with the blow dryer before I put more of the stencil on it. Do it one more time. Okay, that's gonna be good. Next thing I'm gonna need that orange again. Some black. I'm gonna hit it along the gill plate. This is opaque black. And usually each one of these little bottles lasts like anywhere from, depends how much you're airbrushing, how many lures you're making a week or a month. But for these, they usually last me anywhere from 3 months all the way to 7 or 8. So they last quite a bit of time. Unlike these, they'll last like 2 months, which isn't that bad, but. So I'm going to hit it up along the gill plate. Just a little bit of black. Just like that. And the next thing I'm going to do with this black is I made this little stencil with an X-Acto knife or just a razor blade. And I carved it out of this piece of cardboard. And you could make almost any stencil you want with just cardboard. And I just curved it out a little bit. I'm going to make they call it an ear. So it's like a bluegill ear. I'm going to do that. Do the exact same on the other side. Okay. I'm going to put a little bit more black. I'm going to get some orange. Just a little bit of it. And I have this. I think it's for nails or something. But I use it for lures sometimes. I'm just going to put a little bit of orange on this gill plate. Just give it some detail. The more detail, the better, especially with bluegills, because they have just so much detail and so many colors to them. So the more detail, the more stencils, usually the better. Looks pretty good, so I'm going to get some white again, and I'm going to do the exact same thing, but hit it up with a tiny bit of white on it, on that little ear. These are really good too. I think they're like 18 bucks for a huge thing of it, which is even better than these. Lasts a lot longer. Looks like I have some black left over. Ran out of paint. Okay, now I'm going to blow dry it so I don't smear it like I did earlier. I'm going to line it up to my best ability. Just give it a small bit of white. Just like that. And what I did there was I put my thumb so it blocks, because if I didn't, it would just get that whole ear white. And it's a little bit different on this one, so I'm gonna make it the same. There we go. Okay, clean it out again. So this is almost done. I think I'm going to do one more small detail to it. Which is, so how I kind of messed up a little bit with when I put on that stencil, because the paint was still wet. I'm going to flip it around and I'm going to put some silver on it. So maybe even could do, I'm just going to hit it up with pearl silver. Okay. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I mean, I'd be shocked if a bass want to eat that. Okay, now this bait is done. There's about 6 colors to it, I believe, but nice little bluegill pattern. Actually, I have one more thing to do it, and that is put on an eye. 2 eyes, actually. I'm going to find some silver and black. I'm going to use gloves for this so I don't get my fingerprints all over the eyes. I got these eyes. They're 6 millimeters. Get them on Amazon. You can buy a bunch of them for fairly cheap. Come on Amazon. Simple. This is 6 millimeters. That's the normal size of usually your crankbait eyes. I have a couple 5 millimeters. I'm gonna get a small bit of paint. You don't need much at all, because if you overdo it, it'll dry and get crusty all around the eye. Just a small bit. This glove's a little big. Matter of fact, gently put it on. Just like that. This paint is from, or not paint, this glue's from Harbor Freight. It's like $3. And these blanks are from Alternative Lures. Really good website. Check it out. They have so many blanks. It's a really good website if you're looking to get some new blanks. Okay. Something kind of simple. You don't have to overcomplicate it if you're just looking to go out and catch some bass on your own lures. There it is right there. Simple bluegill hybrid. And that's, there it is right there. It's fairly simple. If you're looking to just start off with a simple pattern of a bluegill hybrid bluegill. So if you want to make your own lures, I have kits that I make, and it's in the link description in the comments. You can go check that out if you're interested at all. And thank you for watching, and bye for now.